Hey everybody, I'm back. So, yeah, just got word that the demons are headed towards the Defender's Heart, which means it's time to go through the Defender's Heart defense mission. It's incredibly long, and last time I went through this, it was very irritating. Thank you for coming to our aid. Ready yourself, the attack is imminent. We need every reliable blade we have, and the help of a fine swordsman such as yourself will be invaluable. We're expecting an entire horde of enemies attacking from every possible angle. I don't think you need me to tell you how to fight in those conditions. Also, keep in mind, according to my sources, a master alchemist called Othirubo has recently arrived in the city. He's a well-known character among demon worshippers. We don't expect him to show up personally, but thanks to him, the cultists have been able to prepare a whole cart full of incendiaries. They will try to burn the Defender's Heart to the ground. The arsonists are the main target. Keep an eye on them and take them down first, or they'll burn the ground out from under our feet. Sweet barley brew, we're in a tavern and everything. Caden Kalian will surely see us through. A tankard of beer appears in your hand out of nowhere. You drain it to the last drop, and along with the alcohol, you feel a rush of vigor and daring do infuse your body. Everything's going to be fine. The accidental god is on your side. Wait, what kind of buff did I get from that? Iomade help us all. This battle won't be easy. Caden's Blessing. What does it do, though? Oh, I'm running out of time. Yes. Yeah, I think she might actually be kind of helpful here, because she has Sickening and Tangle. Tila can go over here to deal with these cultists. Nice! move her a bit closer. Woljif can go with Reynard to the battlements, or what passes for battlements around here. Well, that's not good.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Nice. Yeah, I want to try and get closer before I use that. Yeah, that's gonna hit Nenio, and I don't want that. Oh. Alright, move out. Oh yeah, what are these? +1 morale bonus on attack rolls. Yeah, it doesn't tell me what Caden's Blessing does. I can't unequip my gloves to see if it's more or less of a bonus than they give me.
I got this. Damn you!
The light take you!
Cover me, all right?
Nice. Not nice. That'll slow him down.
I'll cut you wide open.
Well shit, guess I'll just park myself here for when the next guy shows up from one of those two places.
Into the fray!
Almost forgot about that guy. Not close enough, but I can still hit him with this. No, don't go in there! Ugh. How close? Not that much closer, he can still get 2 shots off. Oh, you too? God, these guys are idiots. Well, I mean, if I remember right, those guys don't even care about attacking these guards. They're just trying to get to the tavern itself. How long does this last? 1 minute per level. 2 minutes. I think that's gonna be like the whole combat. Well, shit, what does she do now? Can I still give her a crossbow?
Are you still here?
Gotcha. Okay, Sela's going to go here and wait because she's not stupid. That's gonna hit the guards, though. And that's gonna hit her, too. Actually... yeah, there's not much room for error on that. Get it anywhere too close and it'll just hit the caster. Well, what else do I have? Nothing that I should be using right now, I don't think.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Endure this!
Ugh. Why do they keep doing that? Well, it gives us time to whittle them down first. Like, really, does this spell serve any purpose at all? Hold on, did all those guards just die then? Holy shit, they did. Alright, well, let's move back here then. Shit. Oh, don't you go over there too. Well, now's the time to use this spell, I guess. Hey, we even got that one. Nice. That was a good cast. Nice.
The spirits demand your blood.
Huh. Just know the minute I head down there, we're gonna get more guys up here. Fine. Nice. There, see? Shit.
Distract them from me.
Well, at least he's still up here.
Make every strike count.
There's one of the arsonists.
You are today's sacrifice.
He's gotta run out of those eventually. I only get one of those, though. I guess I'll take that risk. Nice. Got another one. Ah, looks like he finally ran out of his channel negative energies.
Good guys always win.
Nice. Seriously? Nice. Good.
Go for their hearts!
Duh.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Shit. God damn it.
I got this.
Gotcha. Step back. Well, looks like that only lasts another 6 seconds, though. Alright, well if it's gonna be like that, then I'm just gonna leave Woljif parked up here. Nice. Let's pull back a bit. Yeah, cantrips kinda suck. Now I know why spellcasters are given a crossbow. Even just the basic light crossbow is better than cantrips.
Time to share your treasures.
You crossed the wrong mark.
Nice. Shit. I guess I can just do this while I wait.
Cover me, all right?
Yeah, time to send him back up there, I guess. You should probably stay here in case any of them get into melee range. There, see? She just did 9 damage with that. Cantrips suck. Wow, really?
Damn you!
Or arsonists, where are they? There they are. Well, there's one anyway. Oh, and there's the other.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
I mean, if that guy wants to rush all those guys, he's more than welcome to. I'm staying right here.
The light. Take you.
More arsonists. Nice.
The spirits demand your blood!
Well, here comes that one. There's more fucking arsonists.
You won't survive me.
Seriously?
You are today's sacrifice!
Nice. Seriously? Alright, you assholes are going in the pit. Nice. Damn it. Good. I should probably go help Lamb. Fucking bullshit.
You're irrelevant. Go for their hearts! Mind over muscle.
Distract them from me.
Yeah, I think Lan's got that area covered. Fuck you.
I'll remove this obstacle.
I know what I'll do. Wait, that doesn't affect them? Lame.
Or irrelevant.
See, cantrips are useful for him, because he can use sneak attack on those.
I'll cut you wide open.
How long does that spell last again? One round plus 1 round per level. How many rounds has it been? Oh, I see. It's dispelled now. Yeah, we should probably take care of that.
Time to share your treasures! Cover me, alright?
Are you still here?
Okay, so Smite Evil is a free action. Challenge Evil is a standard action. Damn it! It rolled a 20 on that? Ugh. Damn it. Nice. Victory! Kenabres bites back and our teeth are sharp. Now we take the fight to them. I swear by my tail that was a great battle. Cultists won't forget that anytime soon. Those who survived it, I mean. That's right, we taught them a lesson. What are our losses? Minimal. The battle wasn't easy, but thanks to you we chewed them up and spat them out again. They thought they could break us, but they only bolstered our spirits. Will there be another attack? I doubt it. Demons aren't famed for their organization. We'll strike a blow at the Grey Garrison long before they regroup for a new assault. Congratulations on the victory. It wouldn't have been possible without you. That reminds me, we found this among the attackers' remains. This trophy rightly belongs to you. Nicely done. Now our goal is to rout the demons in the Grey Garrison just like we did here. Nothing more for you to say, huh? Oh yeah, I was gonna talk to Helor about Finian. Do you know anything about a Pathfinder named Finian Dismar? Let me think. Dismar. I've definitely heard the name before. Of course you have. I'm a Pathfinder too. So now you are the commander in these lands. What about Lady Ori? When I left for the wound, she had just taken up the position. I'm afraid Ori perished during the Third Crusade. Yes, now I remember. Finian Dismar went missing in the wound at the end of the Second Crusade. His name has been on the lists of the fallen for a while. Here I am, alive and well. Write in your list that I'm back, and soon I'll file a detailed report about everything that happened to me. I knew it was a misunderstanding, but now everything will return to normal. I need to write to my folks. They probably think I'm dead too. Poor lad, but such is the fate of a Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins, and our mind cannot take it. Right, let's sell some of this junk that I picked up. Get rid of that. Yeah, I can probably sell that. I don't suppose he has anything new. No, it doesn't look like it. I'm always so nervous about getting rid of named items. I tend to hoard them whenever I play games like this. Oh yeah, now I can test that. I guess that gave me a +1 morale bonus to attack. Who here? Yeah, they don't list the armor proficiencies here. Oh, he's proficient with light and medium armor. I'm not sure I'm gonna do that, that's just gonna slow him down. Yeah, the rest I can sell. That. Don't suppose he's got anything more to say. Nope. Might as well get to know some of these companions that I didn't get to talk to before. Boy, I am pleased with you. I asked you to bring me to safety, and that's exactly what you did. Indeed, having a follower to aid me is most efficient and, frankly, pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depths of knowledge hitherto unknown, and scale the dizzying heights of future discoveries. What I mean is, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential in our future cooperation. Do you always express your delight so effusively? What? Who are you? Oh yes, my new follower. So what am I supposed to do? Oh yes, I must provide some verbal encouragement for your as yet modest achievements, and try to induce you to strive for more of such encouragement. That is the principle that underpins any training. Ah, I see. Your modest nature was unsettled by the overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologize for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again, unless I forget. But let's get back to the business at hand. Your new assignment will be to take me to the inconspicuous ruins that are located in an even more inconspicuous valley lying between Kenabres and Dresden, as soon as is reasonably practical. I'll mark the place on your map with a large red cross so you won't forget it. What's so special about these ruins near Kenabres? I'm glad you asked. This is my greatest hypothesis, my secret project, and I won't pass up the opportunity to share it with you because you are my most loyal follower, and you are worthy of possessing such knowledge, and also because you are the first person to ever ask me about it. Some time ago, I was walking around the border of the World Wound, and I met a strange person. He was wearing a frayed gray robe, and his face was hidden behind an odd white mask. Of course, I didn't miss the opportunity to ask him about the reasons for his absurd appearance. And do you know what he said to me? He said, "I am the answer, but what is the question?" Then he walked off in the direction of the World Wound. The next day, after I had already forgotten about the first encounter, I had another similar encounter. This time I met an elven woman, judging by the pointy ears sticking out from behind the mask. "I am the answer, but what is the question?" she said, before taking off towards the World Wound. And then I realized, everything became clear to me. I know a mystery when I see one. Consider this one of my myriad talents. After all of these geysers aren't simply on their way to a costume party, were they? After examining several maps, I determined that they were all heading in one direction, to a place not far from Kenabres, a place which is marked as Nameless Ruins, even on ancient Sarkorian maps. That's where I need to go. Unraveling the secret of that place will be my greatest discovery. It will secure my place in history, or perhaps even in legend. How do you know where we have to go? Do you know how to find a beehive in a forest? You need to catch 2 bees, set them free in 2 different locations of the forest, and remember the directions they fly in. Then you take a map and draw lines showing the bees' routes. The place where the lines intersect will mark the location of the beehive. Fascinating, yes? By the way, forest bees do not make any honey. I used the beehive principle here too. For a couple of months I tracked the strange people in the masks and observed the direction in which they were traveling. I collected the coordinates, mapped their estimated routes, and made a discovery. All the routes intersected at the Nameless Ruins not far from Kenabres. What do you expect to find there? I haven't the slightest idea. If I knew what was hidden there, I wouldn't be so eager to go. These ruins aren't very far from Kenabres. You could easily get there all by yourself. Why do you need me? Don't you see? This is a legendary secret place. Who knows what may happen to me after I lift the veil and uncover the workings of the universe? My mortal body may be unable to contain all that knowledge, or perhaps I will ascend and become equal to the gods themselves. I need you to write down everything that happens and report my fate to the interested parties in Absalom, and don't forget to praise me as I deserve while you're there. You know, these ruins of yours may turn out to be just that, ruins. In that case, we'll write this experiment off as a failure and start another one. I don't know which experiment I'll try next. That's all I wanted to know about your task. Well, now you know, so off we go. Did I just make a rhyme? Perhaps I've discovered poetic talent in myself. Let's conduct an experiment. Quickly, say any word and I'll try to find a rhyme for it right away. Creation. Crustacean. Cogitation. Not the best rhymes, don't you think? While this experiment was unsuccessful, we learned that I have no poetic talent after all. But it's no reason to despair. Having a gift of poetry in addition to my inexhaustible intelligence would have been a little too much. Besides, I am catastrophically busy and have no time to spend on writing poetry. I don't like it when you call me boy. My name is Reynard. On the grand scale of world history, your name is irrelevant. I have no reason to remember it. You see, the brain of any given individual can contain only a limited amount of facts. I only extend my memory on things that are truly important. The laws of thermodynamics, divine esoterica, planar geography, things that will lead Galarian to a brighter future. Besides, what if I make a great discovery, but I won't be able to remember it because my memory is full of outdated or useless information? What a nightmare that would be! What a loss for the whole of Galarian! But you do remember your own name, right? Only so I know what to put for the author's name in my encyclopedia. Are there any names worth remembering? There are, and to my deepest regret, there are too many of them. The names of gods and demigods, the names of rulers, conquerors, and other persons by some reason deemed great by the people of Galarian, they etch their names into history, and, alas, every self-respecting educated person must know them. But there are some names I am happy to remember, great scientists, some of them divine, others mortal, true keepers of knowledge and great experimentalists, the pioneers of knowledge, Irori, Nethys, Arilu Vorlesh. Admiring Arilu Vorlesh is going too far, don't you think? Oh, by no means, she is the greatest of the greatest, just imagine. She managed to open a rift from Galarian to the Abyss. No one knew how, no one believed it possible, no one even dreamed of such a thing, and she just did it. It was the experiment of the century. I would have been so happy if I could have been in her place. Of course, some part of Galarian's population died as a result of her experiment, and the Crusaders are still wrestling with its consequences to this day. But the very essence of what Arilu managed to do was a breakthrough of cosmic significance, both figuratively and literally. Sooner or later, the world wound will be closed. Peace will return to Galarian. As for the victims of the ongoing war, they will be remembered as unfortunate but unavoidable sacrifices made at the altar of science. That's an interesting way to look at things, though I'm not sure the Crusaders would agree with you. Were we talking about something? Tell me about yourself. I am an explorer, a pilgrim, a yet-to-be-recognized scientific luminary, future author of the Encyclopedia Galarianica, and rector of all of Absalom's universities at once. Future rector, I should say. That information should be enough to satisfy your curiosity, because I doubt I will be able to tell you more than that. Where are you from? That information is irrelevant. I decided to forget it. How did you become a scientist? That information is irrelevant. I've decided to forget it. You have a circle tattooed on your shoulder. What does it mean? Oh, that. I do not remember the circumstances of its creation, but I like it. I prefer to think of it as a zero, null, nothing. A center point, an origin of coordinates. It reminds me how much of the unknown of the world there is yet to explore. Don't you remember how you got this tattoo? That information is irrelevant. I've decided to forget it. How can you just decide to forget important pieces of information? This is just one of my many talents. The secret is to stop thinking about the thing you want to forget. And the main thing is not to remember anything you don't need. To filter it, to get right to the essence. I'll teach you someday, unless I forget. What is this encyclopedia you're working on? The Encyclopedia Galarianica will be published in 100 volumes, 1,000 pages each, plus the author's addenda, appendices added by future co-authors, and critical commentaries. Addenda indexation is still in question. I just like the number 100, but I'm not sure that I'll be able to keep within the established word limit. It will be a magisterial piece of scholarship that will become a part of the mandatory curriculum of every educational institution worth mentioning. In it, I intend to describe every object, item, event, fact, and personality that is present on, or at least somehow related to Galarian. My calculations show that I have completed no more than 1% of this monumental book. Do you remember your parents, your past, or is all that irrelevant too? All of it is irrelevant on the grand scale of world history. I have no reason to remember such things. Forgive me for saying this, but you're out of your mind. What? What were we talking about? I'll stop torturing you with questions for now. Huh? What were we talking about? I have to go. This conversation lasted approximately 5 minutes. By the way, did you know that that is the exact same amount of time the Inquisitors of Kenabres need to find a defendant guilty? But to shake off Inquisitors chasing you takes 5 times as long. That experiment proved that running while clad in heavy armor is not burdensome for them at all. Time to go talk to this asshole. The Defender's Heart is a splendid choice for the Crusades outpost. The very sight of these walls brings back fond memories of drinks and revels. The drinks were really good, by the way. May I ask you a few personal questions? You can try. I've heard stories about the tragedy that befell your family. I hope you don't feel obliged to offer me your insincere condolences on this unfortunate occasion. My whole family, my entire noble line, they all died, and demons are to blame. It's not like I actually loved any of my relatives except for my mother, but what's gone is gone. The family crypts are full of corpses, all covered in dust and the shadows of the past. What do you cherish most in life? There are far too many things that I cherish to fit them all into a single conversation. Believe it or not, but I might be one of the most life-loving people you've ever known. I rarely meet anyone who embraces the joys of living as enthusiastically as myself. There are so many exciting and beautiful things in the world, it should be illegal to waste your time on anything you do not enjoy. And I am not afraid to repeat that to anyone's face, should it be Descari and his demonic horde or Iomade the Lightbringer herself. What do you hate the most? The feeling of helplessness, the lack of control over my own life. And onion rings, of course. I'd murder the person who came up with those abominations. You don't seem especially keen on helping people, but your knowledge of healing is truly impressive. What prompted your interest in that? Ah, if you really want to try out everything life has to offer, you also have to understand how to deal with the consequences. And I'm not talking about a simple hangover, mind you. Do you have any good stories about your past exploits? I've got plenty, but I have to warn you that even the most outrageous debauchery sounds far less thrilling when you are not the one doing the debauching. Still, since you asked, I suppose the worst mess I've ever got myself into was when I staged my own kidnapping. I was once in correspondence with one of the Riverlands nobles, the young Lord Lebeda, and he told me about his days as a hostage to a group of bandits. And this made me wonder what it would be like, and I thought that it might be fun to set up a little experiment. I engineered my own kidnapping by a certain gang through a chain of intermediaries and hired actors. Those fellows took the job very seriously. They caught me by surprise, killed my 2 bodyguards, and even tied me up. Of course, the whole thing seems preposterous now, but it seemed like an ingenious idea at the time. The employers had told the kidnappers that they were to keep me safe and sound, and another group of mercenaries in disguise was watching the spectacle from afar, ready to interfere in case anything went wrong. It turned out to be a terrible idea nonetheless. It wasn't the least bit fun or exciting. Sure, those bandits had been unable to torture or hurt me physically in any way, but they had plenty of other non-invasive methods of humiliation in their arsenal. Taking almost all of your clothes off and splashing ice-cold water all over you, for example. Ugh. I can't even remember if I said anything truly offensive to provoke them. Even though I initially planned to let them go after the ransom, their overly emotional reactions made me change my mind. I told my mercenaries to hang them all on the spot. I suppose the whole ordeal taught me a valuable lesson, which is that I am not built for hardships and trials. Your cruel jokes bring people nothing but misery. And... so that was a stupid story, and now I'll tell you a truly brilliant one. Prelate Hulrun has always strictly prohibited any public celebrations in Kenabres, and he always picked on me for my lack of respect for the fallen and whatnot. His grumbling annoyed me so much that one day I drove 4 barges into the city harbor and set up a celebration on their decks. The ships on the river didn't fall under the prelate's jurisdiction, you see, so all he could do was snarl at me from the embankment. I, for one, did not forget the old boy. The main attraction of the festivities involved an Inquisitor of Iomade dancing and roasting beautiful witches on illusory bonfires, taking off his clothes with every new victim. The spectacle was so heated, in every sense of the word, that the prelate almost had a stroke. I still consider that one of my finest ideas of all time. Should the Crusaders ever succeed in their efforts against the World Wound, I will do my utmost to get permission to hold a grand public celebration. Rivers of wine, free of charge. An obligatory parade and a carnival in the evening. A contest for the most provocative succubus costume, with a hefty prize in gold. Another contest where the participants have to fish a sausage out of a wine jar blindfolded with their hands tied behind their backs. The wine will symbolize the blood of all the dead heroes of the war, and the sausage, well, they'll find a heroic meaning for that as well. Over the years, the commemoration of the greatest victory of light over darkness will turn into an ordinary holiday, a fine excuse to get sloshed and rot like animals in the streets. Do you enjoy being mean to everyone? Yes. Here I thought you were hurling insults at people purely by accident. I like your way with words. What did you expect me to say if I wanted to make a good impression? Something along the lines of, I'm not mean, I'm just being honest with myself and everyone else. That's what people use as an excuse when they want to keep up their saccharine facade while still saying whatever nasty little thoughts spring to mind. That is not what I do. I have no hidden agenda. I'm just as much of an insufferable prick as I seem to be. Some people are simply begging for a good dose of mockery, so who am I to deny them? I don't give a damn if anyone holds a grudge against me, which is why I don't even try to avoid it. I have no more questions. I hope this conversation was at least the slightest bit amusing. I'd like to talk about life in Mendev and the Crusade. Ask, I'm all ears. What's your opinion on Mendev today in general? It doesn't exist. It is a frontier country that has attracted every utopian, adventurer, and fanatic from all over the world for more than a century. It is a place where the strangers outnumber the locals, especially in the cemeteries. The population of Mendev, for the most part, consists of humans and other races not exactly known for their longevity, so the current generation of Mendevians were born in the shadow of the World Wound and raised by the Crusaders. I might be the last person to complain about the decline of traditions and lack of character in our country, but I also happen to come from one of Mendev's most ancient lineages. Its history is bred deep in my bones. My tutors told me stories about my heritage. The galleries, libraries, and even the interiors of the manors I grew up in were filled to the brim with memories of events long past. There are many heroes of old Mendev among my glorious ancestors, or at the very least patrons and contemporaries of such heroes. Does anyone actually remember them now? I don't think so. These days Mendev has its own heroes, in shining armor and with holy fire in their eyes. I myself remember how several streets that once celebrated my ancestors were renamed in honor of some crusaders who had died in a heroic fashion. None of the citizens remember the old crossing festival that was eventually replaced by Armas. These holidays even share the same date. Pretty much the only authentic thing about Mendev now is its endless war with the demons. And is there a point in bemoaning this state of affairs? What's gone is gone, but at least there are no longer some tiny godforsaken northern kingdom, and that's something, isn't it? You don't really like Crusaders, do you? Quite the opposite. When I think about how many devoted heroes are willing to protect this world against the demonic threat, I feel so inspired. Inspired to continue indulging my vices while they fight to keep me safe. Imagine being someone like me, someone who has everything they can possibly desire, Youth, beauty, wealth, an honest wish to live and enjoy living, but vanishingly few days to put it all to any use. The fact that the word fun itself is not yet outlawed in Mendev must be due to some bureaucratic oversight. You can celebrate your victory solemnly. You can wet your whistle after a challenging battle. But what about real fun? Joys, pleasures. I can't remember a single evening at court without someone chastening me for my banquets, my lovers and mistresses, my luxuriant clothes, my everything. It would have been a lot easier to tolerate all those hypocrites if they took a break once in a while. Instead, there was a constant fuss about how I wasn't doing anything for the greater good, and how I only brought shame to my royal cousin. What do you think of our enemies? Do you mean the demons themselves or their followers? The former deserve to be cleansed with heavenly fire for their unholy origin alone, and the latter for their idiocy. I don't understand why a sane person would submit themselves to Descari or Cabriri. Alright, Lady Nocticula almost seems like a bearable enough mistress. Yet, there are so many other cultists. They've tried to recruit me twice already, and I'm not even that old. First, a very pretty tiefling girl tried to seduce me. Then they came with promises of Lord Baphomet's endless boons. I still wonder what exactly the old hornhead could offer me that I don't already have. You know what I've been thinking? Every shopkeeper knows this trick, an enticing offer along the lines of 1 in every 100 buns from my bakery contains a silver coin, and of course a hired actress to make a memorable show of finding said coin in her sweet roll. And there you have it, hundreds of gullible fools storm the shop hoping to win a prize for themselves. I think the infamous Aurilu Vorlish was such an actress for the Lords of the Abyss. A petty Sarkorian witch who became the uncrowned queen of the Worldwound, waited upon hand and foot by demon lords. Only instead of visiting a bakery, the gullible fools rushed to join the cultists. We have an army of unbelievably powerful supernatural invaders from another dimension, hell-bent on destruction and domination. And what do those fools do? They serve them willingly as pawns and lackeys, hoping against hope that someday their masters will notice them. You won't believe how delighted I am to be so vain and self-absorbed. These sins protect me against demonic temptation better than any virtue. What made you join my party after all? You mean instead of carousing far away from Kenabres with a small army of mercenaries to protect me? I will get to that. You see, when you appeared at my door out of nowhere, awash with bravery and heroism, and started tossing demons around like rag dolls, I thought that your company might be more exciting than my usual crowd of sycophantic hangers-on. You seemed competent and mysterious at the same time, so I decided that a little demon hunting wouldn't hurt, especially with such an intriguing entourage. That party had been growing staler with every passing second anyway. Needless to say, I'm not here for long. I shall return to the capital, or even one of my country estates as soon as we reclaim the city. Crusades, bellowing commanders, row upon row of identical tents. This is not the life for me, but I will certainly remember you and our adventures together. For a week, or perhaps even longer than that. I should go. Goodbye. And now, Ember. Ember is adorable. Tell me about yourself. Well, they call me Ember. I used to live in the River City, and now I walk with you. That's my story. Why do they call you Ember? I've had many names. When I was little, Mom and Dad called me Dove, or Cricket, or Kitten. Dad called me his ray of sunshine. And when my mom was cross, she called me by a long name, a grown-up one. I can't remember it, no matter how hard I try. Then, when I came to live in the River City, the good people called me different, funny names, like Ember, or Torch, or Smoky. I don't know why. They called me Bird Brain because I have a crow. They called me Lucky 7 because of my fingers. They sometimes called me Grilled Meat and said I was stupid, but I didn't feel hurt. I mean, they're right. I really am silly. They didn't mean to hurt me. I like ember. It's a good word. Embers are like people. On the outside, they're gray and cold like stones, but they're warm inside. You can blow on them and they'll start a fire to help you survive a cold night. And that's wonderful, isn't it? Ember it is. Where are you from? Far away, from the flower country. It's so beautiful there. Everywhere there's flowers blooming, golden towers and waterfalls, and everyone is like me, with pointy ears. There's no round-eared people, no short ones, no horned heads. We lived there together, me and Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad argued a lot. Dad used to say that all the good people should go on the crusade and fight the demons, and Mom said he was silly because it was so far away and none of our business, and that he shouldn't abandon his child. She meant me. But he didn't abandon me. He took me along. He said I was born the same year that the hole to the demon world opened. He said it was a sign that I would be one of the heroes who close it. Of course, I'm not a hero, but I'm here anyway, helping as much as I can. Where did you get your scars? It happened by accident. Dad and I came sailing down the river to join the crusade. Dad said that all the good people were going to the world wound to heal it. He said that the crusaders were the best people in the world, and together we were going to win. But when we arrived at the river city, the crusaders got everything mixed up. They thought my dad and I were bad and decided to burn us at the stake. Dad died, and I cried so loudly that one good night realized it was all a big mistake. He started yelling at the other crusaders, even the one in charge, and then walked right into the fire and got me out. The others wanted to stop him, but he took out his sword and scared them away. The kind knight took me to a healer. I later learned that while the knight was pulling me from the flames, he himself was burned so badly that he died not long after. But I'm still alive. A few fingers missing, and my skin is funny. I've lived in the River City ever since. I never had my own house, but I had many friends. And then the demons came, and I met you, and you know what happened after that. Good or chaotic? Let's go with chaotic. No, you see, for some reason they were afraid of us. We were their friends, and there were lots of them and just two of us, and they had weapons, and they still looked at my dad and me like we were going to bite their heads off. Even when we were already on fire. Even when that good knight was carrying me away in his arms, they looked at us with terror. I don't think fear ever has any reason to it. It just lives inside people and makes them do evil. Do you worship any deity? Dad taught me to pray to Iomade. He said she was a kind goddess, and she called people to crusade against evil. The knights who burned my dad and me worshipped her too. They even lit the fire with a prayer to her, and she did nothing to help us. But then one kind knight alone, without any gods, changed his mind and saved me. I think the gods are the same as us. They don't understand anything, and they're scared of everything. So they hurt themselves and the rest of us. People worship the gods only because they're afraid of being responsible for themselves. And the gods listen to the praise, and they become smug and arrogant, and begin to believe that they're better than us. But they're no better. They're silly sinners just like the rest of us. Sometimes I pray to the gods. Different ones, the good ones, the bad ones. I ask them to stop fighting and hurting each other. I don't know if they ever hear me, but if they do... I mean, the knight who wanted to burn me, he was able to change his mind into a good deed. If he can change, maybe Baphomet can too. How did you survive on the streets? There are many good people in the River City. When I sang for them in the street, they'd often give me coins, or bread, or sometimes even clothes. I shared everything with the other homeless, and they showed me where it's safe to sleep, where I could get out of the rain and cold, where I could find discarded things. When the demons destroyed the river city, I looked for my friends, but I found no one. They probably all died. The homeless have no supplies or weapons or basements to hide in, and the knights won't protect them either. Knights are like gods, so self-important. They're saving the world after all. What do they care about the homeless? Where do your magical powers come from? These tricks? I have them from my grandma. She used to be my father's grandma, and before that his father's. I've never seen her myself, but she's very clever and kind. When I lived on the street, sometimes she left food for me, or a blanket in the winter. Sometimes I feel her stroking my hair as I fall asleep, but if I open my eyes, there's no one near. So she also sent me Soot. She tells Soot how to do different tricks, and Soot teaches me. It appears that the girl doesn't know who exactly gives her these powers, but you can guess from her words that her patron is Andaletta, a powerful Archon, one of the Imperial Lords, also known as Grandmother Crow. Thank you for your answers. Oh, not at all. I didn't really tell you anything. You're always so cheerful. How do you manage to remain so hopeful when we're surrounded by such horror? Hope? No, hope is a lie. What should we hope for? This world is in the hands of the demons. The gods can't help, or they don't want to, or they forget about us altogether. The people know they're about to be eaten by demons, but still they quarrel with each other, and fight, and steal. There's no hope, only us. We'll have to win without hope. It will be hard. The entire abyss is against us. We can only win by some miracle, which means we'll have to make one happen. What other choice do we have? We'll work a miracle and win because we have to. I have to go. So go. There's some very interesting characters. Well, I think this is a pretty good place to stop for now. So, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you all some other time.